Temas espirituales. Hoy somos bendecidos con la presentación de una de estas reveladoras conferencias titulada Veganismo, el camino a la paz. Extractos de las conferencias de la Maestra Suprema Thanh Hải, parte 1 de 2, en Entre la Maestra y los Discípulos, dada en inglés y chino.
Master, you said war is mainly due to meat eating. Master, can you enlighten me the reasons behind it?
Because of the karma, because of the law of karma. If thou shalt not kill, we should not kill other beings. If we killed, then that will bounce back to us. For example, in scientific research, they say that if you throw something into the air, and then you stand there and throw something into the space, and after some time, long time, it will come back to you. So that is scientifically proved, the law of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever you give out will come back to you eventually, because the vegetarian diet is good for you. It will purify your spirit, purify your aura, and make you clear inner and outside, and protect you. It's not only for me, it's not for the precepts that you should eat vegetarian. It's for the loving kindness to other beings, like animals, that you should be vegetarian, all right? Because if you love your dog, for example, you raise dogs and cats, you wouldn't want to kill them and eat them. So why discriminate between a dog, a cat, your pet birds, and other outside birds and outside cats, dogs, or other animals like chickens and ducks and say ox and cows, something like that. You know what I mean? The way you love your dogs and your cats and your children, you could also love a cow and a pig. Okay? So that's the way of love. Therefore, because of this law of love alone, we would not believe that God would let us kill animal and eat. Also in the Bible, God already said very clearly, who told you to kill all this she, goats, and he, buffalo, to make offering to me? Stop all this the killing of the innocent lives. Otherwise, when you pray to me, I will not listen. God said that clearly. So no need to ask me any of this fundamental question. You should read more the Bibles. Yes, because in the Bible there are many, many hints inside. Not only hints, very obvious statement that God say we don't touch meat. Meat for the belly and the belly for the meat, and God will destroy both meat and them. Is that not so? That means don't touch meat. Also he said, don't mix around with the people who eat meat and drink wine. Is that not so? Yes, that's very clear.
Our world would have been much better even already if the people of this world have accepted many of the inventions 100 years ago, not just now. But then, people are jealous of each other sometimes, even among the great people, like scientists or business or enterprise. They are jealous of each other and they make problems. Sometimes they destroy all these inventions. Sometimes they destroy the inventor. Sometimes they cover it up, but sometimes they distort it. So our world has less than we should have. People have to be taught, occasionally like this, what are responsible, what are responsibilities, we should take it for ourselves. They go to school, all right, but they don't learn this. People say, okay, look, we cut trees, okay, but we need it. Now we cut trees, we cut one tree, we plant 2 trees. Anyhow, like they cut down a lot of trees and it's murderous now, the weather. In the US, a lot of people die in this summer because of the heat, and they still don't hit the warning yet. They still cut trees and then do all kind of harm to the environment. And the chemicals and all kind of things, you can never stop them all yet. Not all at once. It sounds good like you plant 2 trees every time you cut 1 tree. But the 1 tree you cut is take 100 years to grow. The 2 trees you plant take 100 more years to produce such an ability to balance the good air that the old tree has been capable of. If the Amazon forests are cut down and they plant another forest again, we have to wait a few hundred years for the trees to grow into such a capacity in order to produce oxygen and neutralize the toxin in the air, the way the Amazon trees are. It's not like you can cut any tree and plant and it will be the same. The size may be the same, but the capacity in it is not the same. Except for a few genius, we all grow wiser with age. You see what I mean? The size may be the same, the face looks the same, but the wisdom is not the same. The experience is not the same. Similarly, trees needs time to be able to neutralize the toxin in the air and to produce the balance that we need to survive. So many things people who, apart from spiritual endeavor, we cannot do much. You see what I mean? We cannot stop all these people to cut down trees and amass riches for themselves at the cost of ourselves and our children. See what I mean? The thing they do business, they provide a lot of work for other people, but at the same time they damage a lot, and much more long term to this planet because of producing waste, cutting down enormous trees, which is the lifesaver of this planet. Yeah. If we keep cutting like this, our planet might become Mars, like Mars very soon. It's all dust and gas and toxins, and pollution, then we might not be able to live. What do you think Mars has been? Huh? Well, maybe Mars was like us before, until we finished it. We do the best we can and hoping the world will learn. And spread out whatever information you can to whoever you know. At least physically, okay? Don't cut down trees too much, you're killing yourself and your children and your grandchildren. Even if you have a lot of money now, you cannot buy their lives back. Later when they become skin cancer, sick, or you're sick, or the heat will kill all of us. You spread out whatever you know. You know what you can do with your kids? You can go on TV and talk about what you think. Yeah, there are kids program. You write to the producers, I have something to say. Try. Maybe they don't accept you, but maybe they will. All of you can try. Go up and talk about spiritual things, about environmental protection. Maybe people listen to kids more. In the most industrial country, you confine the cow and they force her to take a lot of chemical things to produce more milk. Or they put some medicine in something to push them to take more milk. And then the consequence, their bones are rotten. They could hardly support their body. Many of the cows' intestine falls out, their stomach falls out, and they couldn't hardly walk because their bones are so weak. They produce too much milk. I don't think we should survive at the cost of anybody else's suffering, even if suffering of a cow. I don't like the inhuman way that people treat a cow, you see? And they put too much chemical things in the body of a cow, also to make them grow bigger than they're supposed to. And it's very heavy for cows, and he fell and he gets sick and his organ comes out of his body, and when they want to stitch them back, they don't even give them anesthesia or anything. And I don't like all this inhuman and civilized way of treating an animal who is beneficial to mankind, who is so kind and so gentle. seems like God doesn't want us to take animal stuff anymore. They have now mad cow disease and all kind of chicken stuff, all kind of little things going on in the market right now. That this is very terrible. Like people now, they don't eat even chicken or pork or whatever in many countries, including Europe and the United States, because of so many toxins. This is a new substance. It's very, very, very dangerous. They give people cancer. Yeah, hormone also, very terrible. Yeah. And now they put some more in vegetable also. Yeah, they put hormone in corn, you know, now. Hormone everywhere. Yeah, to make it fatter or more carbs. It may be good for a while to feed the world's hunger, but I don't know in long run if it's good or not. You know, this is a natural chemical, you know. And we have chemical everywhere now, and nothing what's natural anymore. In many of the spiritual community, they grow their own food. Organic, yes, macrobiotic, whatever that is. Organic grow, huh? Yeah, whatever you like to do is fine, you know. There's nothing absolute in our group, just that you should, if you want to follow this way, whatever you can change it. You see, for example, meat diet, you can change, then you change, you see, for example. And quitting smoke, you can change that. Anything you can change for better of your life, you change, you see. But meditation, if you can meditate 2.5 hours a day, that's good for you. Anything you can change, you change, all right? Okay.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption and/or production.
Fatal prion diseases transmissible through air or milk. Rabies, anthrax, sleeping sickness, Q fever, norovirus, swine flu, Ebola reston virus.
Cured meats and fish increase leukemia risk in children.
Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections and other dangerous bacteria strains.
Blue tongue disease, E. coli, salmonella.
Bird flu, mad cow disease or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk.
Pig's disease or PMWS, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile.
Diseases hidden in healthy appearing livestock.
Food poisoning, heart attack, kidney failure from toxic additives like melamine and clenbuterol.
Some of the costs of meat eating.
Infertility. Eating just one serving of meat per day increases the risk of women's infertility by 32%, with additional meat consumption increasing the risk.
Heart disease. Over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year.
Cancer.
Increased childhood cancers and adult reproductive cancers from hormones in meat.
Colon rectal cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year. More than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year.
Diabetes.
347 million people are affected worldwide.
An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment in just the United States. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese.
Environmental. Use up to 70% of clean water. Pollute most of the water bodies. Deforest the lungs of the earth. Uses up to 43% of the world's cereal. Uses up to 85% of the world's soy. Cause world hunger and wars. 80% cause of global warming, plus more.
Some of the costs of milk consumption. Cowpox from milking cows. Bacterial microbes, pesticides, and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat.
Breast, prostate, and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Listeria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat lead to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis. Classified as a major allergen, lactose intolerance, plus more.
For help quitting, please visit the following websites.
For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/killers.
Some of the tragic tolls of tobacco: 5.4 million smoking-related deaths per year worldwide. Tobacco use kills one person every 6 seconds. Smoking-related costs $193 billion annually in the United States alone. Depression: light and mild cigarettes just as harmful. Causes cancer and diseases in animal companions. Harms lung cell DNA that regulates breathing. Speeds the aging process. Toxic residues of third-hand smoke. Heart disease, coronary thrombosis, cerebral thrombosis, kidney failure, cancer, mouth, liver, breast and colorectal cancer, lung cancer, esophagus cancer, kidney cancer, bladder cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, emphysema, bronchitis, stroke, impotence.
Additional harms for exposure to second-hand smoke: 600,000 deaths worldwide each year.
Childhood arteriosclerosis, leading to heart attacks and strokes in adulthood. Sudden infant death syndrome. More than 80% of the babies who die are exposed to second-hand smoke. Infertility, miscarriages and premature deliveries. Childhood asthma, bronchitis, ear infection. Cleft lip or palate. Hyperactivity and aggression in asthmatic boys. Circulatory problems in women.
Lung damage in children leading to adult emphysema. Lung cancer in non-smoking restaurant servers. Hearing loss across all frequencies. Childhood behavioral problems when exposed while in the womb.
Plus more. For help quitting, please visit the following websites.
For more urgent information, please visit suprememastertv.com/killers.
It is true that scientists have already proven that accelerated global warming is not due to natural causes, but human-related activities. The cause of this is that we have forgotten our noble nature, our original divine self, our Buddha nature. So we must return to a virtuous way of life. There is now abundance of data available to help inform people. Because people have not been informed well. It's not just due to greed or evil-minded, just lacking of information that make people not aware of the consequences of what we have been doing. Yes. So now is the time that we must inform people, and we must quickly inform people, and we must quickly reverse this trend so that our world remains for our children to stay. So we have to turn away from animal products now that we know that is the main cause of global warming. To your question about greed and wrong actions, yes, I have already mentioned that it is true that part of the global economic crisis is a result of overproduction and over-focusing on profits. These so-called profits can include things like grain that is fed to livestock, animals, instead of directly feeding the hungry in the world. Such a focus can lead to the appearance of greed. However, people have been misinformed. Yes, the person who lives this way is truly not happy, even if he doesn't know why, even if he wasn't informed correctly. But he's unhappy inside, and often he's not aware of the harm this meat operation causes. So even scientific studies have revealed that only through giving and sharing do we gain inner peace of fulfillment. Only live a peaceful life can we enjoy peace. So to be saved from this modern time disaster, we, humanity as a whole, must turn to a greater consideration of others. This is the reminder of virtue that is truly of the greatest importance, because adopting the vegetarian diet lifestyle is The only way, in fact, to preserve any world, not just our world. The Buddha's teaching never failed. Jesus' teaching never failed. We must be compassionate. The concept of karma, or in the Western terminology, the consequence of our action. As you saw, so shall you reap in the Bible. It's not a Buddhist or Christian concept alone. It's a logical term, meaning that for every action there is a consequence. And the law of karma, meaning the cause and effect, is very exact. So we must stop the killing of other beings, and consequently our life will be spared. By being vegetarian, our human's consciousness is raised up to a higher level, cleaning up and elevating us to our original noble self again. As we plant the seeds of compassion, we will reap the love and peace in return. So to reduce bad karma, we must reverse our actions and create good karma by being benevolent, being kind, and being merciful. Then all these qualities will return to us in manifold. We will beget mercy from heaven and be able to preserve this precious planet and our lives. Stop animal raising. As we know by now, and animal breeding is the foremost cause of damage to our planet and the health of the people even, and the detrimental effect on our environment as well. It will destroy the world if we do not stop eating and producing meat and animal products. Animal and meat production has been found by scientists to emit more greenhouse gases than all the transportation sectors combined. Methane, which is one of the primary gases emitted, causes up to 72 times more heat to be trapped in the atmosphere than the carbon dioxide. However, methane also disappears much more quickly than carbon dioxide. So if we stop eating meat, we stop producing animal product, then the planet will be able to cool down almost immediately. This is scientifically very logical also. There is no need to even talk about the moral issue. So the vegetarian diet is the fastest, easiest, and most effective solution for a life-sustaining planet.